All right, going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dameron's absent. Mr. Spence?
Here.
Mr. DeStefano?
Here.
Administrator?
Present.
Mayor Petrella?
Present.
Solicitor Lynn?
Present.
Fiscal Officer present. Dr. Scarpone?
Present.
Mr. Mattern?
Here.
Mr. Merriman?
Here.
Everyone, please stand for a moment of silence in the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I have a motion to approve our last regular meeting on November 17th, 2022. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from that meeting, please?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Abstain.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
All right. Next up, anyone that wishes to speak before council, we do have one gentleman on the docket tonight who called in, Mr. Brian Savage, if you'd like to come first.
Take one of these and pass it down. Yes, sir.
We know where the pens came from. Yeah.
As they're passing that out, I'll introduce myself. My name is Brian Savage. I represent Waypoint Benefit Solutions. Had the privilege of doing business with the village of Wintersville for quite some time. Actually started doing business with Wintersville. Denise, you might be able to help me, but I know it was either in 2015 or 2016 that we started doing business together.
Yeah.
Started Waypoint Benefit Solutions in 2017. Had the opportunity to earn your business with our new company, Waypoint Benefit Solutions. We've been in business for about 5 years now. And our history with the village of Wintersville has been a good one. When we first came in, talked about having the opportunity to try to continue to offer strong benefits. So we're talking about healthcare, dental, vision, life. So offering strong benefits to the members that serve the community, but also finding ways to try to keep the cost down as much as possible. The reality is it's a very expensive cost item for all of our public entity clients, but at that time we were able to create some savings. A big piece to working with the village of Wintersville and all of our clients isn't just saving money that first year, but it's making sure that you are with the right insurance carriers, making sure that you're on the right plans, making sure that your members, when they need service or need help accessing these benefits that cost the village and the taxpayers a significant amount of money, making sure that the benefits work for them and we're there to take care of it. Working with Walt and Denise for this many years, something they've asked of us is they don't like to be put in a situation where rush decisions need to be made. And to do that with a group of your size isn't always easy. Because what happens is these insurance carriers, when they come out for your renewal, for instance, you have a renewal coming up for January 1st right now. These insurance carriers decide, it sounds funny, they decide how much they're going to charge you. And they always have a method to their algorithm on how they do that. But they're going to come and they're going to tell you, hey, there's going to be an increase this year, or there's going to be no increase this year. And what we've done to help our clients make sure they're getting the best value for these dollars that are being invested in benefits, we don't let that renewal become the starting line for whether or not we're going to shop for that client that year. And so we make that the finish line. So what we do, and I hope you don't mind, I haven't been out here for a little while, so I'm kind of giving it to everybody to make sure we're on the same page. But what we do is we'll actually start the process of having all of your employees, or all benefit eligible employees, complete, it's called FormFire, it's a software program. where they will complete their health risk questionnaires. And we support that form fire, so we're licensed with them, and we pay to maintain that information. But by starting that 120 days before your renewal, it gives everyone the time they need to log in if they've forgotten their passwords, to figure out their passwords. I know you guys do a lot to make sure everyone has access. And then they'll have an established account where they've already completed this information. So they might have dependents, right? They might have a spouse, children, all their information, their doctor's information. And they'll go back in. Once they've done it the first time, it might take a family 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours to do it that first time, depending on how much information they have to find and enter. But once that's done, it's typically a pretty quick, is everything the same? Yes, it's the same. No, here's some new stuff. Once we get that back, we're able to go out to really all competitive carriers or service providers in the Ohio market and figure out what's available for the village. We've done that each and every year that we've worked with you. It was a commitment that we made to this village when we started doing business. And the other commitment we made was, don't rush it. Don't make it stressful. This is a busy time of year for everybody. So starting 120 days out gives us the ability to know what the market looks like at or around the time that you receive your renewal. So you started doing business with, your core benefit, by the way, is health insurance. You started doing business with United Healthcare the very first year that they introduced what's called a MIWA to the Ohio market. So what a MIWA is, for this intent, it's a bunch of groups coming together in a pool that are like-kind. And so inside of this United Healthcare MIWA, they had the most aggressive pricing when the village entered. You actually entered into this group in the very first year. And they've had, in my opinion, really strong renewals. This year you have a higher than average renewal. So this year you're facing, I believe it's like an 18.4%, 18.9, thank you, 18.9% renewal increase with United Healthcare. So a lot of times when any of our clients, but a public entity client gets that renewal, a lot of times they'll say, well, geez, this is going up so much, we might need to shop, we might need to figure out something else, right? We've already done that work. So we actually took the health risk questionnaire information that was entered into Form Fire, and we sent that to Medical Mutual and Anthem, are the two other primary carriers in the state of Ohio that offer pools like this. Now you can access several other carriers also through like the Affordable Care Act plans, but those plans are all higher priced, in my opinion, for less benefit than what you can access through these shared pools. It's almost, there's a lot of groups out there that aren't fortunate enough to get into one of these pools because their health risk is too high for the pool to accept them. They're only accepting members into these pools where their health risk is aligned with the other members or even lower. And so Anthem declined to quote. Medical Mutual declined to quote. So the reason they're declining to quote for your group is because they don't have a competitive rate. Their pool's rates are higher than United Healthcare's pool's rates currently. And so the situation that you're in is, it's a challenging situation. You get an increase, I'm going to just round it off, let's call it 20%, right? So you get a 20% increase, and you want to make sure that the taxpayers' dollars are being used in the most effective way possible, but also the people that are servicing the community, the employees, have excellent benefits and want to stick around here and want to do their work and be loyal and be happy. I wanted to come here and introduce myself, let you know that we've done this each and every year. We've made sure that the plan that you have is an excellent plan with a strong carrier that's well serviced, that we're keeping them honest, right? We're going to market and making sure that you are getting the best value for these dollars, and we can confidently say that. In this packet, I don't need to read through all of these things. In this packet, you'll see your renewal, you'll see our projections for the way we do funding. So for funding what we do, it's interesting. This is how we save the village quite a bit of money when we first started working with you. You used to buy a plan that had a much lower deductible, much lower out of pocket, so a richer benefit, a more expensive plan. And what we did is we came out and we said, hey, listen, you can actually buy a much higher deductible, a much higher out of pocket. So the benefit's not as good, But then the money you save, we can go ahead and let your employees do a little extra work. They've got to do a little more work than they used to have to do. But every time they have a bill, they can submit it, and we can reimburse a portion of that and actually make the plan a little bit better for them, if that makes sense. And so we've continued to do that over the years. And I looked through every plan that United Healthcare offers for your group inside of your renewal and did the math just to make sure there wasn't another plan that we might not, that we might be able to purchase a different plan and fund differently and create some additional savings. I'm confident that the plan that you're on, if this is the level of benefit, like if this is the type or level of benefit that you want the employees of the village to have access to, I'm confident that there's not a better carrier or a better plan offered by this carrier to utilize. So if you're in a position where the increase that United Healthcare is presenting to you creates a budgetary constraint that's unacceptable to the village, the options that you would have at that point would be, because we have that funding account where the employees submit for reimbursement and they get that back, we can modify that in any way. So to give you an idea, and this is all in this packet, but to give you an idea, inside of your funding account, you take on a certain amount of liability. So if every single employee of the village were to have like an expensive procedure that year, get sick, right, hit their out-of-pocket maximum, your village carries a liability of, and I'm going to come up with a round number here, around $200,000, let's say. It's actually just a little bit less than that. We've got that in this packet. You can review it afterwards. You don't experience that. Not everybody gets sick that year. Not everybody has a procedure. And in fact, of that liability that you have, over the last several years, I went back and looked at the history over the last several years, and I included that in this packet also. You actually never exceeded 30.6% of your liability. So that's interesting to me because you use HSA style plan. What that means is the insurance doesn't pay for anything until the deductible's been met. Normally when we have a plan like that, we would project that, like your utilization, how much you'd have to pay back to your employees, we would project that between like 50 and 60%. Your employees, the way the plan's running, are actually using right around 30%. So all of our projections are based off of 35% that you see inside of this packet. But it's really, I think you're in the right plan. It's running well. What you would do if the budgetary constraint forces you to make changes, what you would actually do would be to pass some of those additional expenses onto the employees. So when you fund around, like right now, this year to date, right, you renew in January, I think you're around $32,000 that you funded. Last year, you guys funded right around that $50,000 mark. So if you're looking for savings, I mean, you could increase your employees' deductibles. You could increase their out-of-pocket, so they're paying more. But you can do the math on the savings that's there. You could increase all of those. You could double them and pass, somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000 probably collectively to the employees. But I don't see a way. You're already on almost the highest deductible and out of pocket that United Healthcare offers. The savings to go to a $7,500 deductible from the $6,250 where you are right now is really minimal. And if you tried, I built this in here for you when you look at it, but if you try to go back and make the benefits the same, so you go and you save like $30,000 to do that, to refund the benefits to the employees would actually cost you more money. So I'm feeling very confident that you're where you should be if this is the benefit you want to offer. But you could also charge them more out of their paychecks, right? You could ask for more of an employee contribution, again, if the budgetary constraint forces you to make that decision. So I want to introduce myself, talk a little bit about our process, talk about your renewal, and make myself available for any questions you might have.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said that in your group is only Medical Mutual and Anthem. What about Aetna and Highmark?
Yeah, sure. So actually, you're with United Healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So we're an independent broker.
Mm-hmm.
We we are appointed and offer health insurance is pretty much what we're talking about today. But I think we're appointed and offer all of the major carriers in the state of Ohio. Highmark, I think, is actually the Blue Cross Blue Shield in Pennsylvania. Is that right? So it would be Anthem. It would be Anthem here. So Anthem, Medical Mutual, United Healthcare. Aetna does have a benefit. Aetna does have a MEWA benefit program, and I don't believe that I included any of that in here. But we do shop all of these. I did not mention Aetna, and I would like to go back to the office and respond, and I'll respond to Denise, and she can send it around to let you know if, in fact, we did reach out for quotes from Aetna, or if there's a reason why we didn't. But when we do this, we don't really play favorites with the carriers. We play favorites with our clients. And so we would send these to any eligible product out that's in the Ohio market at the time.
And then what does the MEWA stand for? Just curious.
No, that's
MEWA.
fine. That's fine. You're testing me here, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, actually. But it's the way it works is it's a multiple employer. I think it's actually multiple employer workforce agreement. And if I mess that up, I apologize. I'll make sure to send that back. But that's what it means. What it is instead of you going and accessing benefits just on your, I think you guys have about 25 people on this plan. You're actually pooling with other smaller entities in the state of Ohio to get that scale of economy, or to
Are those local, or are you just
they're all
pulled
over
on?
Ohio. So
Okay.
any independent broker like us that's going to take a group to market is going to want to try to get their groups into one of those pools, one of those plans. But they're all over the state of Ohio.
Okay.
So just to make sure I got it right, I'm going to double check and make sure to communicate back with you guys whether Aetna was quoted, which I believe that it was, and what their response was, because I didn't mention that, right? And the other thing is, I'm going to go back to school a little bit. I've been talking about MEWAs for about 10 years now, it seems like, and it would be nice to know exactly what the acronym is once more. Anyone that has a phone could. Actually, you know what?
I was just curious if it was like a region or something like that we
it's
went in,
not.
or it's just their
No,
classification.
it's an actual type of insurance plan that like Ohio Revised Code permits in the state of Ohio. And so inside of that MEWA, like if you look into Ohio Revised Code, they'll go ahead and tell you exactly what has to happen. They have to have so much dollars reserved so that the health of the pool works. There's guidelines. It's just it's rules, right? And it allows them to do that, to pool.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
You said our renewal date's January 1st, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Today's December 1st. I deal with the insurance over at my place of employment in West Virginia.
Yeah.
And to have a package a month in advance is quite impressive. Oh, too often you get the pressure from, your brokers or whoever. All right, here's your consortium group price rates and all this. And it's a week before, okay? Or all of a sudden, you still have a couple employees that are missing their filing, so we're on a delay and all that. So I just, I really haven't had time to look through this, pretty thick packet, pretty thorough. But I'm sure I'll review it and take a look at it. But to have something a month in advance is very appreciative from our standpoint. The other thing, you mentioned health, dental, vision. What about short-term disability? Is that within our insurance here as well?
I went through your benefits guide earlier today before I came out and walked through each of the benefits, and I don't believe that I saw short-term disability in there. So right now, I call them ancillary benefits.
Sure.
Dental, vision, life are currently with Principal. Principal is doing a very nice job for our groups. We enjoy working with the company, and they certainly offer that benefit.
Sure.
I don't believe we currently have that.
We have it at our place of employment, and we have the opportunity to get additional. So I just want to make sure that if we don't have it provided in here, at least the employees have the opportunity to, on their own, go out and get additional
Certainly.
opportunity to get short-term in that consortium, in that group. The masses
Certainly.
of 100 people
Certainly.
getting into it could be more beneficial than
So,
50 buying it.
Mr. Mattern, what you're talking about is a voluntary benefit. So everything inside of this packet is what I call a plan sponsor provided benefit, or
Okay.
something that the village is paying all or a portion of. Now, voluntary benefits are offered by a lot of different companies out there. We have relationships with several that we prefer, but you see the commercials on TV, like Aflac is one of these companies. Companion does a lot with them. Colonial Life does a lot. Principal does as well. It doesn't cost the village anything to offer voluntary benefits. You don't have to pay anything. The cost is the time or hassle or billing. You've got to coordinate with payroll. You've got to go through and give everyone the option to make their selections. And obviously, when you hire or fire, which doesn't happen so much here, which is nice, but there's just a little added administrative work. But if Denise or Walt or anyone would like us to show the type of voluntary package we offer, we'd do that. I'm actually a little careful personally about some of those. They're really all pretty bad deals, actually. Because if you look at, so we talk about loss ratio, how much you pay in versus how much comes out. There's probably employees on the payroll here. I hope all of them are millionaires, right? But there's probably some people that are paycheck to paycheck. And if an employee is paycheck to paycheck and something pops up and they get injured or have to miss work, a benefit like that can be very valuable for that person. But at the same time, what happens is when we ask Aflac to come in, or one of these other companies come in where they're experts in their products, they're also like experts in selling their products. And a lot of times I find that the employees will end up maybe overbuying the products a little bit. So we're pretty careful about what we offer and how we offer it. But I'd absolutely be happy to take the time to put together what I think would be a nice selection for, like, short-term disability, cancer policy,
Sure.
accident policy, stuff like that.
I got an employee who was involved in a motorcycle accident in Church Street in November. Steel rods in his leg. He ain't coming back for a while. He's got short-term disability, and he's basically living off of $1,500 a month. Okay, but if it wasn't for that short-term disability, my buddy who lives in Moon Valley, who zipped on up there just to go get a can of dip and involved in a car accident, motorcycle accident, he wouldn't have it. So there is, I just didn't know if it came within that package or not. I know where I work, we comes with our package, and they have an opportunity to buy additional afterwards. So listen, I'll look through it, review it.
Cool.
You take a look at it yourself and see what options they have. But it's nice to make sure our employees have the opportunity to anything they may need outside of this benefit package.
And I don't mean to take too much time, but the other thing I want to mention, just for anyone that's ever making a decision for a government entity, right, a public entity like the village, there are insurance products out there, specifically like disability products, where they're sold to you just like the muffler shop or just like the factory down the road, but the way you coordinate with state benefits, if someone gets disabled, someone on the police force, firefighter, if they get disabled, there's actually a level of coordination where you don't get as much benefits. So you do have to be careful to get the right type of disability for a public entity. But absolutely, take a look at it. Anyone take a look at it. Let me know any questions you have. We've got a really, really good staff. It took me a little bit to get reacquainted with the village of Wintersville, only because our staff's doing such a good job. Also, what you said, Mr. Mattern, about you found it to be impressive that we have a packet out. I've got other groups that we don't have these out, and the reason that we started on the same day. We started with all January 1st, we start 120 days out. But if your people don't go and fill out form fire, if your office isn't responsive, if all these little things, like to get to this point, my team did a real good job, but your team did you know what I mean? It's like a dance. Yeah. But everyone did a great job to make this happen, so it's pretty good. Anything else I can help you guys with?
Thanks for your time.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Nice seeing everyone. Please feel free. My card's in here. Please feel free to reach out. You can go through Denise. You can go directly to me. And we really value the opportunity to work with the Village of Wintersville. Hope to do it for a long time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
This way?
Either way, yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Thanks.
Is there anyone else wishing to appear before council tonight? Come on up, sir. Please state your name, even though I think we all know you.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Coach John T. Kuzakowski. Our head softball coach, Angela Penner, is here. And we are grateful to give, that you gave us the opportunity to say thank you. So my mind's racing right now. I don't know how it'll come out. I'm a little bit hoarse from, we had strength training today for our program. Over the years, Coach Penner has accumulated 300 plus victories since 1994 when she became head coach at Indian Creek. So your donation will certainly allow us to provide, continue providing state-of-the-art tools so our kids can excel at the state level as we have in the past. My age is probably going to show. I got players that have played for me. Coach Spence, meanest offensive lineman I've had. Carmen, good to see you, Carmen.
See you.
Jason, God bless you, Mr. Merriman.
Thank you.
God bless you. And thank you so much for the time. And Randy Spence said that he would only let me come if Coach Mayor, or if Mayor would let me come, and if Officer Vanderborn would come in case I got out of hand. So, but anyways, Officer Vanderborn's daughter, Casey, awesome third baseman for us. And it started with a conversation on a street corner. And Officer Lou kind of guided me on how to approach asking for the assistance. And for that, we are very thankful. A couple other things. Mr. Ziemba,
Yes, sir.
Mayor Petrella, he made sure that I addressed this to you and not Randy Spence.
I'm taking a beating over here.
I'm sure you'll get me back. So this is the letter stating what it was for and the amount.
Perfect.
And the only other thing I have is, you can pass this around. I sent Mayor and I sent Randy a picture of our new turf field, which is allegedly going to be completed by Christmas. Thankful to the communities for passing our levy. It was in the budget. And this is one of the extra accessories, our scoreboard that we're going to have that you helped us with. The village will be up here in the left corner. One of Coach Penner's goals was, we have children from all backgrounds, and it was very important that we continue to try and keep communities together. So if you would please, with Mayor Fithen, let us know what you want, because as soon as we complete that, he'll have a rendition, and then with your approval, if you sign it, then we would start collecting funds so that we can move forward with the order of the scoreboard. So LaRue Trucking, Doug Freshwater, Water Transport, Davis Enterprises, Everhard Bove, and Bates Amusement is what we have. And so one of my bargaining points was, I guess this is new to me, and I'm very humbled by how many great people there are out in the world. I'm really humbled. So advertising, as I learned, they always come back every year or every 3 years. We need another 1,000. We need another 1,000. So I asked Dr. Chapelier, Doc, I only work on this project. It's a one-time thing. You're 1/6 owner, and you're up there forever. And we never bother you again with, nickel dime funding years after this. So here's a copy of this for you. Please let me know as soon as you can.
I'll get with Mayor Fithen very
Okay.
soon.
Thanks, Mayor. Coach Penner, do you have anything?
Thank you so much. I just want to tell you, thank you so much. And also, when everything's said and done and everything's
Thank you,
up,
sir.
we would like to invite our communities and everyone up here, come on over to the field, and we'd like to have cutting off the ribbon. So whenever we have that planned, I'll let you know.
All right. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Officer
Congratulations.
Vanderborn, thank you.
Thank
And thank you, council.
I'd like to say something.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes,
so I'm not gonna make you feel old. I'm gonna make your daughter feel old.
Oh, okay.
I said I remember when she started teaching. I was at Hills Elementary School, so you were a student teacher and I think substitute back when I was at Hills. So I recognize you when you came in.
So, Dr. Scarpone, Coach Angie Penner, she didn't lead you in the wrong direction, did she?
No, she didn't. She was one of my favorite.
Yeah, thank you. All right, God bless.
Can I say one thing, Coach?
Yes, sir.
You rattled off a couple cast of characters there that are
Yes.
supporting you with Bates. I grew up with Drew, and then you Davis, Danny Bove on there, Water Transport, Mike and Bob Keister, and then Doug Freshwater, and his boy Adam's really involved.
And John LaRue.
And John LaRue. Listen, all those individuals are rocks of these communities, and it's great to be involved and just rubbing shoulders with those individuals. It's a very good cause that we're donating to. Keep up the good work, and can't wait to go see Joe's Gym down there. What is it? The G's
Well,
Fort or whatever it is. Joe, it's going to be something to go see here real soon when I have a.
It's nice, and we hope to have the same nice park, as Joe D has, and
Yes.
it is. It's coming along awesome. I sent Mayor and I sent Randy the picture. So they're stretching the rug now. They're doing the infield. Tomorrow they're doing the outfield warning track, and then they have the chain link fence to put up, and then we should be good to go with Mr. LaRue bringing the I-beams and working on the scoreboard.
Perfect.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you, Coach.
Anyone else wishing to appear before council this evening? Okay. All right, I will turn it over to Denise for our ordinances and resolutions.
Ordinance number 2022-22 is an ordinance to approve temporary appropriations for fiscal year 2023. And this will be the first read tonight on that. And ordinance number 2022-23 is an ordinance providing for pay raises for village employees effective on the first pay of 2023. That too will be the first read. Ordinance number 2022-24, an ordinance providing for retroactive pay raises for several village employees. And that is a first read. And ordinance number 2022-25 is an ordinance providing for retroactive pay raises for several village police officers. And again, that is a first read. Is that all we needed, Jake, with those
No.
retroactive?
We're going to suspend the rules for the reads for the retroactive pay so that it starts at January 1st.
If you want to make that, you can make that motion to do that if you would like.
I make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 2022-24.
Second.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
So I'll do the second. Or I don't need to do that. Okay.
I'm gonna
We're
make,
going to do a roll call vote? Okay, so I need a roll call vote to pass this. So, again. Okay, so I need a motion to pass
it.
this.
so moved.
Second.
Carmen. Okay, Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the same for 2022-25?
We
Ye-
better.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Okay. I'm lost again.
I make a motion to suspend the rules for 2022-25.
Second.
Penny again. Okay, so we'll do this. I don't need to do a second read, so I need a motion to approve this.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
Okay, Mayor.
All right. Thank you, Denise. On to reports and announcements and communications. We'll do the mayor's court report. Our city revenue was $4,894.50. Our state revenue was $1,063.50. Our other revenue was $37.50, bringing our total revenue for the month of November to $5,995.50. Police report for the month of November, we had 159 incoming calls, 128 complaints, 13 accidents, 14 cases, 44 traffic arrests, and 4 criminal arrests. Code enforcement report. For November, we had 4 licenses for $300 and 5 permits for $275 for a total of $575. All right, a few announcements and reminders. Our recycle bins have been moved on to Canton Road at 143 in between Razor's Edge and Cedar One. I'm going to give a quick rundown of our December 3rd and December 4th, our winter weekend. I'm going to give a quick rundown of all the events. Saturday, December 3rd, from 11 to 8 will be the gift and bake sale at Blessed Sacrament Church in Sargas Hall. From 2 to 8 will be the ice skating rink, and the food trucks will be located here at the Village Building. At 5:45, Wintersville United Methodist Church will be having their opening ceremonies and their tree lighting celebration. At 6 p.m., there will be a chili cook-off at Easy Fresh Meals. And from 6 to 8 p.m., there will be luminaries along Main Street and craft vendors at the United Methodist Church. Sunday, December 4th, the Women's Club will be having their holiday style show at St. Florian Hall from 11:30 to 4 p.m. From 2 until 8 p.m., we will have ice skating, and the food trucks, again, will be here at the Village Building. 4 o'clock will be the Wintersville Christmas Parade. If anyone is still wishing to enter, please call and ask for Tammy here at the office. Citizens passing through, whether you're from Wintersville or not, please be careful. All of our streets will be closed off during that time period. Please be careful of our police and our other workers that are coming in that day to help to make sure the parade goes very smoothly. At 5 p.m., we will have our tree lighting here at the Village Building. And from 5 to 8 p.m., there will be a DJ here, and Cedar One will be here collecting items for their Stuff-A-Bus. And at 7 p.m., there will also be a Christmas concert at the Wintersville United Methodist Church. We've had a lot of questions regarding the ice skating rink. There is no fee because of some of our generous sponsors, Cedar One being one of the bigger ones. I've been working with a few of those gentlemen. There's no fee to rent the skates. There's no fee to get on the synthetic ice. Everyone must sign a waiver, and if you are under the age of 18, you must have a parent or a legal guardian sign the waiver and be present with you. Our Christmas light competition here within the village for households will be Saturday and Sunday, December 10th and December 11th. We will announce the winners of that at our next meeting on December 15th. So, council, make sure you take a quick trip around that weekend and check out some houses. Our garbage schedule over the Christmas holiday will only affect businesses that are picked up on Monday. There's no change to the regular route. The garbage will be picked up on Tuesday, December 27th, instead of Monday. All right, that is it for the announcements. Move on to the mayor's report. First, I just want to thank Mimi Wilson and her grandkids. They did an excellent job. They have turned it into a family tradition, is what I'm told, of decorating our gazebo. Parker and Emma Lamp, Isabella and Benjamin Wilson all young students that go to different Indian Creek schools. So we appreciate that. It's great to see the family getting out there and having a holiday tradition and making the community look great. So thank you. An update for council, our camera project should be getting a final installation on December 14th. The hardware should be in very soon, and they're planned to be here on site, whether it be outside at various places or in this building, depending on the weather, on December 14th. So we should have our updated system by then, hopefully completed. I meant to do this at the last meeting. I want to thank Lee DeCesar. We were hanging veteran banners. I think, I don't know when that was, maybe in October. It was still a little warmer out. And our truck happened to break down, and he came up here and volunteered his time and helped us out with his truck to hang veteran banners, which was very kind. He dropped what he was doing in the middle of the day, so we appreciate that. I want to thank, got a long list here of thank yous because we've had a few water breaks go on. So we want to thank Justin, Jim, Randy, Bob, and Justin, Seth, Benny, Skylar, George, Teddy, and Randy. And there's a few of those that were on multiple breaks. The boys have been doing a great job and very, very busy lately. So we thank you guys. Also want to congratulate Chief Rob Harrington with the Wintersville Fire Department. He did a great job. They had the ribbon cutting for the Gary R. Fellows Training Academy. A few of us up here were able to attend, so it was very nice. It was a great thing to have here in the community, especially here in Wintersville. I want to thank Matt Mazzaferro from Off the Wall Signs. He bailed us out the other day in the middle of the day. He literally dropped what he was doing to come help us to make sure we could get our snowflakes up on the poles. We appreciate him very much. Again, lending us a hand to get things ready here for the weekend. Also want to thank Ed Rice from Signs Limited. He was nice enough to have a truck come today as we were fixing some of the snowflakes. So between the two companies there, we appreciate them both very much. They made some time for Wintersville, that's for sure. They changed their schedules around, dropped what they were doing, and made sure to help us make this place look great for the weekend. So thank you both. Also want to thank Wintersville Fire Department. They helped, Justin was up there today, and Bob Arnold. They were having a good time with the fire truck there. We appreciate the fire department coming to lend a hand. It was an interesting time hanging Christmas lights today, but the boys did a good job. I want to thank the Public Works Department. Been doing great work, getting a lot of things done, and doing a good job getting it done internally. Also want to thank our police department. I've had a lot of compliments on citing people speeding, so we appreciate that. I know I had one mother compliment you guys again. I'm not sure which street she was on, to be honest, but she said she has 3 little kids, and she was very happy to see the police present, so thank you. And that is all I have on my report. So we will move on to the administrator's report.
Mine will be very long. No report.
All right. All right. On to unfinished business. Okay, no one has any unfinished business? All right, on to any new business.
So I'd just like to say something, whether it fits in the new business or not. I wanted to thank Randy and the guys at the garage for helping me. We're putting on a float for the parade, so they've cleared one slot in the garage, and they've been very helpful to me and us on council for clearing and, you know, bending wires and finding some stuff for us, so getting me a key. So I really appreciate that. I witnessed the water line break on Leonard since I live in that neighborhood. So I really appreciate you guys working out till 5 a.m. And I thank Justin for coming and refilling the gravel almost immediately when it started to drop the next day. I got a few documents from Denise today on management reports, so I thank her for getting those for me. And I think that council as a whole should have those documents going forward. However we make that, whether it's in our packets the first of the month or anything like that, it was good to see the numbers. And I think you guys have done a good job. I think, well, you have done a good job. So thank you. That's all.
Anybody else for new business?
I had a couple of things, just to feather off of that. The staff, fiscal officer, and the staff in the office does do a good job. And just like Mr. Savage said today, it's he appreciated that support that we got, and that's how he gets the reports out to us too. So keep up that good work. The two biggest compliments I get during the winter regarding the village is the way we keep our roads treated during winter events, and two, those freaking snowflakes. All right, I don't know what it is, but I get more compliments saying, "Oh, the snowflakes are up." So they really look forward to that. The mayor touched upon the training center, the Gary Fellows Training Center. That is a tremendous asset for the community, and that thing's really going to really take off here shortly. Well, I think I read earlier this week where the Bureau of Workmen's Comp reopened up the Safety Interventions Grant. I'm sure you're aware of that. This grant is like a 75% grant, up to about $40,000, and it's an opportunity to purchase equipment to help reduce or eliminate injuries associated with particular tasks or operations. I think this is something we should look at. I know that Toronto, it was either Toronto or the county a couple years ago, through this grant, got something that would lift off like manhole covers, and then you can reach on in with this machine and open and close 18-inch valves. Okay, I'm not sure that's going to apply here, but the point is they went ahead and got this grant opportunity, and it helped out. I also know that the area around here, if it wasn't Toronto, it was somewhere close. They got some lift gates for the back of their trucks. So it's an opportunity for we can use in sanitation, sewer side. It can happen on the first responders. It's just a grant that we should at least look on into and see if we could capitalize on making our jobs safer here for our employees, whether it be first responders or our streets, sanitation and sewer side. And on the sewer side. And the only other thing I wanted to thank Mayor Petrella for taking 30 minutes. During these committee meetings, finance ones, they could take 2 hours, okay, at least. And then I had a few questions because I didn't want to make the meeting turn into 4 hours. I was able to sit down with Mike for about a half an hour and go over several questions and clarifications that I had. So a half hour probably saved all of us another hour and a half. So I greatly appreciate the opportunity earlier this week.
No problem.
Thanks.
Speaking of finance meetings, let's see if we couldn't schedule one for December 14th.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday, before our next
I
meeting.
won't be able to attend that. I have another village meeting.
14th.
If you don't want, you guys can do it.
14th, I'm good. The 15th is a Thursday night. I may not be here. We have a retirement at South Chemical that they're toying around with that
I'm
date.
good to 14.
I'm okay.
Whatever you guys prefer.
Let's go with the 14th,
Time?
6 o'clock.
All right. Anybody else have any new business? No? Carmen? No? Bob? All right. All right. Denise, any transfers?
No, sir.
All right. We need a motion to pay the bills. I actually have a question on one of the bills. Oh, where's this top one?
Denise, would you be able to go over the revenue supplemental on that? Just it's in the packet.
Yeah, we can do that, yeah. Matter of fact, we did a motion to approve those. Those are just adjustments that were made. What has the,
What is this?
The revenue supplemental that was in the packet. If we
Yeah.
could just review those real quick.
Yeah, here it is, yeah.
You said you need a motion to, well, let's see what they are first.
Yeah. Well, do you have that with you?
Yes, I do.
Do you have it?
There's four items, revenue supplemental, that need passed to essentially balance our books. The big one there for a little over $1 million is a grant loan combination that we did not receive. We put it in a budget in anticipation. We didn't meet the funding cutoff line. So those need to be
What was that one for?
taken out of the budget. It was, we applied last year for
For the water?
Yes, Moon Valley, yes. We didn't get the funding. The 40,000 one is a sewer, one that needs changed, and 9902 is
That's the magistrate court.
magistrate, yes.
Where they brought in more money, so we had to pay the state and stuff, so we had to increase that appropriation.
So basically, Walt, you need a motion to approve the revenue supplemental for the year
Yes.
to close out 2022, just to make it,
Yeah, well, hopefully there'll be no more, but we still have to be in December, but it has to be submitted to the auditor.
okay, I'll put forth that motion to approve these 4 transactions on the revenue supplemental.
Second.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
Did we have the motion to pay the bills to complete?
No, I had a quick question.
Oh.
I was just asking about that first one, the 4,400, but that was for that fire hydrant.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions on the bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
All right. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
Our next regular meeting will be December 15th, 2022 at 7 PM. This meeting is adjourned.